Base resonator here. Well, I've got out my big geode tray, which I have done a few seashells. Seashell Technique, developed by Petra Gerbracht and Sandra Rettich. And so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do a slight difference. Coming up to Mother's Day, my wife is already gone to bed, so I've got to be quiet here. I'm going to be making the Aurora ruthialis, not borealis. You see, when my wife and I were very young, and I fell in love with her when I was very young, we were walking around the lake up in Michigan, and I saw the Aurora borealis. We were holding hands, and we were walking along, and I was like, oh, look at that. She didn't even know what that was. So this is the Aurora ruthialis dedicated to her. So I'm going to be using, in my first layer, blue-violet, just a couple drops so that it's going to be on the lighter side. My second layer is going to be the darker one, and I'm going to be using violet and a couple drops of black to make it even darker. I really want that purple to shine through there. Then I just got this new IntoResin Original Aurora powder, which this is going to have various colors mixed in. It should be really cool. I don't know how well it's supposed to be because the third pour is supposed to be opaque. I don't know how opaque it is, but I don't want it to be very opaque because I want that Aurora vibe to happen. The wispiness in my hands, the wispiness of the Aurora to happen. Then with my white, which is the fourth pour, I'm going to be using trusty Ocean White by Let's Resin with a drop of this super intense dispersion color from Counterculture, the emerald. So got the purple, and then I'm going to have Aurora, and then I'm going to have a whitish green, and then on my last pour, which is supposed to be clear, I'm going to put in a drop of light green and a little bit more of this powder. Now this powder, very small little pot right here, but it's supposed to go a long ways. So I'm just going to use a little dab in that last pour. I'll use a little bit more in the first one. I hope I don't use up the whole pot, but I might. But I want to make sure that this really pops. And if I have a chance, I've got a couple possibilities to change up the seashell effect. You know how it goes out and then it comes back. I'm thinking, probably won't do it because I don't want to mess this one up. Mother's Day is coming. About possibly putting a drop of alcohol inks around the edge, and so when that resin creeps out and then it starts pulling back in, it's going to pull in those colors that I would drop. Don't know if I want to do that. I'm not going to do it on this pour. I'll just tell you that right now. I'm not going to mess this one up. But then for stones, I'm going to use these geode crystals. They're like mirror. They got mirror faces, and they're clearish crystal with a mirror face on there. Really, really kind of neat. So I'm going to mix up my resin. This takes a little over 25 ounces. I'm going to mix up my resin and then get after this. Okay, everything's mixed up, but I did change my mind. I am going to be using Marabou Rainbow Alcohol Ink. I'm going to pour my first pour, which is the blue violet. And just so you know, when I'm mixing things up, I have gloves on both hands, but I can't run my phone with my gloves, so I take it off. I don't touch anything with my gloves. So soon as I pour this in, as it's creeping across, I'm going to drop a couple drops of that Marabou out there. So here we go. Now I'm using iCrystal Resin Pro iCrystal resin, which is a 2-to-1, and it's relatively thin. Now this is a shimmering alcohol ink. If you've never messed with shimmering ones, they're really cool. Okay, now here is the violet with black. And I already ran my resins through my vacuum chamber. Wait to see what happens when this hits that alcohol ink. Ooh. Oh, you want to see something cool? Wait till you see this next color. The Aurora from IntoResin. Boom. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, doggy. That is so pretty. And it's going out to meet the alcohol inks out there. Now this was white, but with that dispersion, it's not so white anymore, but it is definitely a thicker, you know, and this bench is balanced according to my level, but it looks like my left side needs to be raised up a little bit. You raise me up so I can use a popsicle stick. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of these. Because I gotta have room for my clear. Now this clear looks kind of greenish too. And let me put it into this. Oh, come on now. I got it in a huge bucket, and there's no way I'm going to fit this bucket in front of the camera. No way. Remember, I said I was going to use green, a little bit of light green. Don't go over the edge over there. Ugh. Looks like I'm going to have to put a popsicle stick up towards the top. Okay. Well, I got it in there, but I don't like what I'm seeing up here. Move quickly. And that dispersion, I guess it's old and it left little crumblies in there. Hope those don't affect it very badly. And now for my crystals. Geode crystals. And these babies are sharp. If they don't get down in there, I'll tell you that right now. Found that out the hard way. Cut myself and didn't even realize it. Had a new type of alcohol ink. Well, not alcohol ink, a new color. It's called blood red. Maybe if I can get those colors to come back. Come back. Just let them come back with the effect of this technique. Okay, now it's pretty much let it go and do its thing. You know what? I don't like what those marabou. Mix it up a little bit. Trying to. You know what that is? It's the shimmery stuff that sank right down to the bottom. Well, see, I should have just left it without. Well, live and learn. This is going to be very pretty. Very, very pretty. I will push this on pause, and I'll come back in about 10 minutes and I'll start it up again, and we'll see how far it's come along. I don't have well, I'll just do it that way because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time with my camera and it possibly running out of room. So I'll come back as we continue to watch this evolve. It's hard to believe, but this is all set up. So we'll see what this looks like. That looks cool on this side. We'll see the other side. You know, it looks almost the same on the other side. Oh, there is some definite prettiness to this. I wish the sun were up, able to see this. There's this little glow, that Aurora powder that I put in there. Well, yeah. Tell me what you think. If you would like to help support my resin business, please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do that is written in my in the description below this video. But yeah, tell me what you think about this. The colors are really pretty, but that Aurora just, it's really pretty, but it's so faint. It's right in here, but yeah. So side, this is B. Side A. So you let me know what you think. Bass resonator singing off.